In the year 1500, the most powerful state in Europe had no king. It had no vast countryside, no great agricultural plains, no armies marching across open fields. It was a city built on wooden foundations driven deep into mud, a city rising from a shallow lagoon at the edge of the Adriatic Sea, a city with no resources of its own. And yet, from this fragile landscape, Venice controlled trade between Europe and the East. Its ships dominated the Mediterranean. Its merchants handled goods worth fortunes. Its political system outlasted kingdoms. How did a city with no land become one of the most powerful states in the world? Stone lions watch from their columns. The pavement glistens under a sky heavy with salt and sea wind. In 1500, Piazza San Marco is not just a square, it is the stage on which Venice performs its power for the world to see. Foreign envoys arrive by water, stepping off gilded barges at the Molo. The first thing they see is the golden facade of the Basilica di San Marco, its mosaics blazing with stories of conquest and faith. Trumpets sound, echoing off marble and brick. The crowd parts as the procession begins. Marshals in ceremonial robes guide the visitors along the arcades, past the Procuratier, under banners bearing the winged lion of Saint Mark. Every step is choreographed. Every gesture signals wealth, stability, and order. The envoys carry gifts, silks, spices, rare animals meant for the Doge and the Senate. In return, Venetian glassware or coral is exchanged, tokens of a city that trades with every corner of the known world. Processions circle the piazza counterclockwise, a route designed to showcase the grandeur of the Basilica and the Gothic arches of the Palazzo Ducale. The Doge, draped in gold and crimson, waits at the palace threshold, flanked by silent patricians. Here, greetings are formal, words carefully chosen, watched by hundreds of eyes. The spectacle is as much for the citizens as for the envoys, a living display of unity, discipline, and confidence. No monarch presides. No army stands in open formation. Instead, Venice wields ceremony as its first weapon, turning spectacle into soft power. The message is clear. This fragile city on water is unshakable, its authority built on ritual as much as on stone. Beyond the spectacle of the piazza, the true machinery of Venetian power sits behind carved stone and locked doors. Inside the Palazzo Ducale, sunlight filters through latticed windows onto polished floors. Here, the Republic's government runs not by the will of a single ruler, but by a web of councils, ballots, and secrets. The Doge, draped in ceremonial robes, presides at the center of it all, yet his authority is tightly bound. He cannot act without the approval of the councils. Every decision, from trade policy to war, passes through a maze of checks and balances. The Great Council fills the largest chamber, its members drawn from the hereditary patriciate, about 1,200 men by 1,500. Entry is by birthright, but power is fleeting. Most offices are held for just 1 year. No family can dominate, fathers and sons are barred from serving together, and close relatives cannot vote for each other. When it comes time to choose a new Doge, the process is even more elaborate. A series of random draws and secret ballots, repeated 9 times, ensures no faction can rig the outcome. The result is a leader who is both elevated and contained, a symbol rather than a sovereign. In a smaller, guarded chamber, The Council of Ten meets in strictest secrecy. Created to guard against treason, this body can investigate, judge, and sentence even the highest nobles. Its members are chosen annually, and their deliberations are recorded in coded minutes. Fear and respect keep the city's elite in line. Behind every mask at carnival, behind every merchant's smile, lies the knowledge that the Republic watches and remembers. This system, grounded in law and ritual, offers something rare in the world of 1500: stability. For the merchants of Venice, that predictability is as valuable as gold. The Grand Canal churns with the noise of oars, shouts, and the creak of cargo being hoisted from hold to wharf. Here, wealth is not an abstract idea, it's counted in bales of silk, barrels of pepper, and the clink of gold ducats changing hands at the Rialto. Every merchant palace rising from the water's edge owes its marble to the steady pulse of trade. Ledgers are inked with deals struck in distant Alexandria or Aleppo, then settled in the cool shadow of Venetian arcades. A shipment of pepper taxed at the Rialto customs house might yield 70,000 ducats in a single year, enough to fund a palace or a fleet. In 1499 alone, 2,000 miri of pepper passed through, filling the city's coffers. But money does not always move in coin. The bill of exchange, first cited in Venetian records in 1496, lets a merchant pay in written promises, transferring credit from Alexandria to Venice with a signature and a seal. This system of trust and numbers turns the Grand Canal into Europe's financial artery, fueling not just luxury, but the means to protect it. A question hangs in the briny air. How does a city with no forests, no iron mines, and no farmland build the most feared navy in the Mediterranean? The answer lies behind red brick walls, where the Arsenale hums day and night like a living machine. Here, up to 16,000 men, including shipwrights, caulkers, rope makers, and smiths, move in shifts under the watchful eye of the Magistrato all Arsenale. Each task is broken down, each tool assigned, each part stored in its place. Timber from Dalmatian forests arrives by barge, stacked in endless piles. Iron nails and pitch are hauled from as far as Central Europe. Nothing grows in Venice, but everything is brought here and is turned into hulls, oars, and sails with an efficiency that astounds foreign visitors. Logbooks from 1500 record the relentless pace. A war galley can be assembled in days, sometimes armed and launched within a single tide. Statutes passed that same year enforce strict labor rules, binding craftsmen to the arsenale and forcing convicts and prisoners of war onto the rowing benches. The city's wealth flows in as ducats and out as hardware, galley after galley, ready to defend a convoy or chase down a pirate. The arsenale converts money into force, its gates opening to fleets that will carry Venice's flag across the sea. What starts as timber and sweat here becomes the sharp edge that guards every cargo and every deal made along the Rialto. Who really guarded Venice's power? Not just soldiers or merchants, but eyes scattered across the sea. In Constantinople, the Venetian bailo, part ambassador, part spy, watched Ottoman shipyards with a notebook in hand. In 1499, his dispatch landed on the Senate's table. The Sultan's arsenal could now turn out war galleys at a pace that threatened the Adriatic. The bailo's words carried weight. He counted hulls, tracked the price of timber, and measured the ambitions of rivals. His report warned that the Ottoman fleet was growing, and with it, the risk to Venetian convoys loaded with spices and gold. The Senate did not wait. They issued a decree. All merchant convoys must sail under armed escort, routes and schedules set by the state. Intelligence became policy. Every coded message from the bylaws shaped how Venice moved its ships, protected its riches, and negotiated with sultans and kings. In this city, information was a weapon, as sharp as any blade forged in the arsenal. The bylaws network spread from Alexandria to Ragusa, mapped the shifting dangers of the sea, and let Venice act before threats reached its lagoon gates. What does power look like when it has no king, no castle, no army on parade? In the year 1500, Venice answers with a map. Jacopo de Barbari's great woodcut stretches 6 feet across, cut into 6 blocks, every canal and rooftop etched with impossible precision. From a bird's-eye view never seen before, the city reveals itself as a single, living machine. Domes, towers, shipyards, and palaces are all linked by threads of water and stone. The Grand Canal winds like a silver snake. The arsenal's walls sprawl in geometric order. Even the smallest alley and bridge have their place. Engraved and printed in the very year of Venice's zenith, the map is more than a record. It is a self-portrait, a statement to the world. Here is a city that sees itself whole, ordered, dynamic, indestructible. In 1500, this is what power looks like. Storm clouds gather beyond the city's perfect outline. In 1508, a new alliance forms in secret. France, Spain, the Holy Roman Empire, and the Pope sign the League of Cambrai. Their goal is to carve up Venice's mainland territories and to break its hold on trade. At the same time, ships loaded with pepper and cinnamon begin to bypass the Adriatic altogether, sailing straight from India to Lisbon. By 1520, the volume of Levant spices landing in Venice has dropped by nearly half. Atlantic winds carry fortunes westward and the world's axis tilts. The city's system, so tightly woven, cannot seal itself off from these tides. Power, once mapped in woodcut and marble, now faces new borders drawn by distant hands. A city built on water once steered the world's fortunes. What remains when power slips beneath the tides? Today, Venice stands as both a warning and a wonder, a reminder that the foundations of strength can be as fragile as wood in mud. Which city's secrets should we uncover next?